Here's how to complete all steps of the main quest for Liberty Falls. The first thing you'll need is a jet gun. So you're going to go get the first part outside Lily's flower pot. You'll interact right there and you can grab that water valve. You'll then take it to the bowling alley. You can either melee or shoot this box. You'll place the water valve and then you'll need to hold to turn the water valve. So this is something you'll need to do. You'll have to interact with it the whole time. Now you can leave and it will save your progress. You just can't leave it for too long. I highly recommend training the zombies. You can use a decoy. If you happen to do the Spire Easter egg, you can place a sentry if you get one. Your teammates can protect you and they can also throw a Molotov on you. That'll help deter the zombies as well. But once you've completed that water pressure line, this is going to drop the water pressure gauge. You'll pick this up. The next thing you want to do is around these special rounds, you'll want to kill zombies near the graveyard. Right here, you can see the groundskeeper. You'll kill him and then pick up the key. That can be pretty tricky. So if you've passed a special round and you don't see the key, you probably killed him and didn't even know it. You'll pick up that key, you'll buy the store if you haven't already, and you'll make your way back to this little shed. That's where you're going to use the key to unlock. So once you open that door up, there's going to be a handbrake right there on the inside. Next, you're going to take this and you need the wire. So you can do this one of two ways. You can have a mangler shoot that wire gate, or you can go buy a mangler cannon with salvage. It's just easier to save my salvage, so I love trading a mangler right in front of it. You just want to get him across and make sure he's aiming at that wire gate in front. There's 4 different rubbish piles that you can interact with, but once you get the electrical wires, you'll have all the parts. You'll take it back to spawn in motel, and then you'll go up the stairs around this corner. Now, zombies are going to burst out of that door if you haven't already, so just be prepared for that. And then you can craft the jet gun. After you've crafted the jet gun, you'll make your way to the church. And this is where you need to interact with this machine on the right. There's going to be a series of dialogue and you'll continuously interact with it. And once you see that he's passed into a signal, then you can go get the first parts. This first one is in the church, just the left of where Panos talks. The next one, if you come down Washington Avenue and you go up here, instead of going on the rooftops here, just hop down right onto this white bus. So we're on top of the rooftop in between the bank. You'll slide to the left. What I'd recommend is just making sure your reticle is on that part. If not, this one can be tricky and you can suck that in. And then the third one is in the back of the comic book shop. Hop on here so you guys can see it, and then you're gonna suck that one up in the ceiling. That's all the parts for the LTG. So you can go back to the Washington Avenue rooftop. You can open this by, you'll zip across to the Alamo. This is on top of the bank. And in the back left-hand corner is going to be a workbench where you can craft the LTG device.
Look, Panos, I'd like to understand how the LTG device operates.
After you've crafted the LTG device, you're going to use it to summon 2 high-value targets. So you can do these in any order. It doesn't matter. First step is you're going to grab a canister. So if you don't see that canister's popped out, just keep interacting with that machine. You're going to place it by any of the dark ether traps. It does not matter which. My squad does this graveyard LTG first. So this is near the lightning cloud. And now you're going to defend this machine. You need to kill zombies before they get in. If they do, they'll damage it and you'll have to start all over. Now, once you've completed that, it's going to spawn in an HVT. This can be either a mangler or a abomination. You're going to shoot them until they get purple, about 25% of the health, and then you'll lead them to wherever you set the canister. Once you have them led near that, you're going to activate the connected dark ether trap, and you want the HVT to die inside that trap. When they do, their soul's going to go inside the canister. You pick that up and you're going to place it back in the machine in the church. Now that step is timed, but as long as you head right in, you're going to be fine. The next thing you're going to get is a Strauss counter where you need to configure 3 different devices. The first one here is outside Liberty Lanes. Now, a trick for this is if your machine is yellow, if your screen is yellow, you're going to make the machine yellow. That's going to be the only one that matches. If it's red or green, they're going to be opposite. So here I'm going to pull out my screen. It's yellow, so I'm going to turn my machine to yellow. So you do have to get all 3 of these colors correct to move on to the next step. From the Alamo, drop down, and here's your last machine. Now, my screen is green, so I'm going to turn my machine red. And when you see it moving, that's how you know it's correct. So again, yellow is always going to be yellow. If your counter is green, you'll have a red machine. And if your counter is red, you're going to have a green machine. So yellow is the same, red and green are opposites. After that, this step is pretty easy, but I know it was confusing people at first. So once you've configured that device, what it's going to do is cleanse the canister that's over by the gas station. So this one right here, you can then pick that up. We just put it near the closest dark ether device. You'll then need to go pick up the LTG before you can place it on the next purple lightning. So this was our second one. If you save the graveyard one for first, you can do that as well. Because I got a mangler the first time, it spawned in an abomination. You're just going to repeat it like the last step. You want to get the HVT to a 25% health. Now, this is probably the hardest part of the Easter egg, I suppose, is just making sure that you can do that damage and stay alive. Take your time, train the zombies, and really there's no rush. This is the last step before the final encounter. So once the mega abomination is purple, then you're going to lead him into the dark ether trap. You can train inside near the trap, and you won't die as long as you're not in there for too long. Next, you'll pick up the canister just like you did last time, and you're going to place it in the portal. And then after this, get ready, and you can run your rounds until you and your teammates are prepared. Now, what I would highly recommend is if you do the AETHERELLA Easter egg, that's where you turn yourself into a superhero. You can fly through this first phase. So in this phase, you're surviving against the zombies and killing the manglers. The AETHERELLA trap will obliterate everything so fast. I also recommend using the ASG 89 shotgun. It is so good for this boss fight. I absolutely love it on both maps for Black Ops 6. The jet gun is great for clearing out loads of zombies. And what I would also recommend is people on your team using mutant injections. So if you're not high enough level yet, you can craft those. But if you're not high enough level, sometimes they're dropped by the abominations and the manglers. This is honestly one of the best things that they've added into a zombies game. I think the melee hit is stronger, so you can transform into that. It's really good for getting you out of tough situations, and you can also defeat the HVTs in here. We happened to get really lucky, and every one of them just kept dropping another one. So as you can see right here, there was literally another one on the ground. You're also looking for another gun recommendation. If you use the GS45 pistol, when you pack-a-punch that gun, it will turn it into the Sally, and it's explosive. So it's really good. I would recommend being at least pack 2. You don't have to be pack 3 for this boss fight. Pack 2 is fine. And then for me personally, I recommend quick revive, jug, speed cola, and stamina up. So the other perks you don't really need unless you have the ray gun, which is also good, or if you have the GS45, just don't forget that you do need the PhD perk. This was honestly a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Here's the cutscene. Good luck. Be sure to follow and subscribe for more Black Ops 6 Zombies content.
What is your status? Manos, if you've hurt them, I swear I'll...
No interruptions for this next part.
Thank you, my friends, for volunteering to take my place here. Or, in your parlance, thank you for being voluntold. Now, if you will excuse me, I have a few scores to settle. Bye-bye, Dark Ether.
I am become death, the destroyer of you undead bastards.
Bonus point.